Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie and welcome to my YouTube channel called Fitter Philosophy, in which I focus on practical, experience-based, stoic philosophy that's removed and taken out of the academic world and put into the real world. Because one of the problems that philosophy experiences is the fact that it isn't seen as everyday and practical. It tends to become intellectual property and possessed by the academic industry, which it certainly is an industry. But there's so much, particularly as time goes on and we experience life, and during that experience we spend more time observing it. We simply see the practical benefits of employing some philosophy. I better start that one again. Philosophy, that's the word I'm looking for, into our everyday lives. Because gradually over time, with the passage of time, we simply get better at it. It becomes more influential, more impactful, and we experience better quality lives as a result of it, whatever our circumstances. So what I'm really going to focus on in this video is objectivity. We need, when we look at everybody's lives, not just our own, we see that there's most certainly a repeating sequence. It's rather obvious, in fact. It's kind of hidden in plain sight. We sleep, we wake, we go to the toilet, we piss, we fart. Many people wash their hands, not everybody. We then eat something, have something to drink, and then we go out usually to work, or if we happen to have a day off or are not working for whatever reason, just switch on the television and graze on the banality of what is presented to us. Media is a hugely powerful mechanism for control, and the media is not just newspapers, because they're in the way out now. Only old people read newspapers, only old people buy them, and goodness knows only old people believe them. But younger people have other media options, from PlayStation, Xbox, YouTube, TikTok, take your pick. And one of the challenges is that we have to know ourselves better and invest in ourselves through the objectivity of our lives. In other words, we're not relegating control and handing over control to the white noise of society's imposition upon us, but we empower ourselves by being objective in knowing our strengths and our weaknesses and what interests us, and then we pursue these interests, and as we do so, we strengthen our strengths and we weaken our weaknesses. And I'm sure you'll find plenty of other channels on YouTube which will be a lot more strident in the way they present this objectivity, giving ideas of what you can do, what you should do, how you can do what you're doing even better. In fact, if you're selective about what you believe and what you absorb into your objectivity, it's very empowering. Whether it be simply understanding the world around us, or in particular hobbies, which could be skateboarding, it could be abseiling, it could be weightlifting, it could be running, it could be particular sports, not just football. Football tends to be a very engineered sport to encourage passive engagement. And the mainstream sports tend to be like that. Formula One's another very good example. Golf, another great example. But if we can be objective in our lives and get a sense of balance in intellectual awareness, using our brains as best we can, and using our bodies successfully, and being healthy about it, and we don't have to impose dramatic changes on ourselves. If we do a little bit gradually over time, it all adds up. And by the way, you get this compound investment situation. It happens for those who invest in index funds or buy shares, stocks and shares in the stock market. They're investing in compounding in a way that you just don't get in bank products. In other words, you start off with a small amount and you gradually add to it, and it kind of has this positive cascading effect over time. Well, it's just exactly the way as when we're investing in ourselves with our productivity. And productivity is not necessarily being full tilt, top gear productive all the time. Sure, you'll find, particularly in sports, that some people are very what seems to be high level achievers, but they kind of lose something in the journey. I've had this conversation several times with in particular swimmers who have won a lot of medals, but then realised all the social interaction and the rest of their life they missed out because of the constant training to achieve these medals, which once they have them, immediately become devalued. They become dust collectors, unfortunately. They shouldn't think that way, but they do. It's part of human psychology. But objectivity is well worth investing in. So get a piece of paper, get your pencil. I always mention the pencil and paper because it takes your thoughts outside of your head and puts it into the physical realm, which makes it a lot easier for the mind to build on. It's a very good structure, a foundational skeletal structure on which to enhance objectivity. Knowing ourselves is putting pencil to paper. Funnily enough, pencil seems to work better than pen. And just write out what's the objectivity, what's my reason for my life, what do I want to do, what do I want to get out of life, what are my circumstances, how can I improve them. I don't mean to become a millionaire, because there are many miserable millionaires out there, but it's not so much getting really wealthy. The skill is avoiding poverty, physical poverty. That's very important. And a lot of people experience physical poverty because they have invested in very bad habits. They have, unfortunately, they have developed the worst side of themselves, whether it be heavy drinking, gambling, drug habits. There's not that many to choose from, but they are very, very prevalent. I hope you've enjoyed this little monologue. I hope it makes you think about your day, your circumstances, and how you yourself, from within yourself, because nobody should know us better than ourselves, can actually grow and build and be motivated by ourselves to have a better life. Thanks for watching.